Okay, so I'm turning my filter off. So I'm gonna give you a little lesson, okay? And to all the beautiful people, if it does not apply, let it fly. Some of y'all are stupid, straight up stupid. Seriously, especially in the BC. Real quick, it reminds me of this thing with this. They went on and on about it about Benjamin Crump. Woo, Lord have mercy. Why is it always Benjamin Crump? It's always Benjamin Crump. He ain't making no change. I said, wow. And that's why I understand it. People that want to aspire to do things in life and people that already have things, you can't be around stupid people. It's toxic and it's taxing. It's like, oh my God, I hope your dumb ass don't create. Please. Your seed is defective. Your womb ain't right. I'm very serious. And I'm like, do they not understand Benjamin Crump, even though he's making off all the money, that's who they call, you do understand this. He is not a criminal attorney. All these black folks was jumping on Benjamin Crump about a month or so ago. He ain't making no real change. If you want real change and nobody been prosecuted, hello, that's with the DA's office. Seriously, I heard a foreign black man say about African Americans. He said black people don't understand life. And I listened. I agree. Don't Most of them don't understand what politics is. I vote because I like him. Now you're sitting up here. I don't want to hear about you critiquing Biden. Some of the same ones. I'm thinking of leaving to another country. Whatever. But he said that. He said black people, African Americans, he said they don't understand life. Oh, they sure don't. So let me go ahead and give a good example. Okay, so that was the one, Benjamin Crump. He is a civil attorney, not criminal. So I don't think you understand because you're a lawyer, there are different types. Contract lawyer, criminal attorney, civil attorney, entertainment attorney. Okay, they're all different. Estate attorneys, estate planning. All right. So there are things called specialties. Okay. So I was like, wow, look at this. The hood is going off on Benjamin Crump. Again, for pressing charges, the DA's office, baby, district attorney. Let's see. They pretty much work with the police. Let's see. That's probably why they're not so quick to prosecute the police. You think? They're kind of on the same team, so that might be the reason why they're not so quick to prosecute the police. So it's not Benjamin Crump's responsibility to act as the district attorney. Okay, that's impossible. He ain't the damn DA. I was like, wow, this group is really stupid. He ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. It's the DA. Holler at them. Call them. So the same thing here. All these bloggers. Let's get this straight. If somebody needs to sue them, dumb again. I'm sorry. I was like, wow, these people are really stupid. So let me go ahead and try to help you. And again, many of you already know if it doesn't apply, let it fly. So let me go ahead and give you a little help, okay? Because it might be a little special. Look at these stories here. CPD. Mother told son to shoot man in Southside murder. Look at this story, and that's by Fox 32. Oh, she gonna sue Fox? She not. Not gonna happen. But we'll go ahead. We're going to discuss later any possibility of premise liability regarding a lawsuit. Okay? See, I'm going to help you out because I'm a little special. CPD. So here's Fox News. Here is, let's see, WGN News. It says, mother instructed 14-year-old son to shoot, kill man at the hot dog stand. Court docs allege. Exactly. That's what I said, allege as well. Here we have this, what is this, like Carter family, Chicago mother and son charged with murder after she told 14-year-old son to shoot man who punched her. Video, here's the one that says ABC Chicago. Video shows man punching woman before her son shoots him. That was 6 hours ago. When were these stories? 11 hours ago, 4 days ago. Heck, I did mine on Friday. Okay? So these are the updated ones. ABC 7 Chicago, woman ordered teenage son to shoot man now dead at hot dog stand. Prosecutors. Who's lady gonna sue the prosecutors? Let me break it down. You might be a little slow, okay? So, we should know this well in the black community. There is a thing called investigation, okay? Yeah, investigation. So, in the investigation, that's when they talk to people who were there. And they talk to a witness. The witness, which it just blows my mind why the woman would do that. The witness was also the deceased girlfriend. The witness said they were fighting. Well, the video came out later, and again, the police did no investigation. The cops weren't there, boo-boo. They're talking to witnesses. As you can see, two black men like some scary-ass spineless dusties left out of there. The Negroes didn't even say boo. Didn't try to say, hey, man, while he was having his fist balled up, you know what's going to come next. Didn't even say, hey, wait a minute. Didn't try to even stop it. Didn't even try to put their hand in front of one and say, ma'am, just move back. Hey, let's talk about it. Two black men. You saw them Negroes, one with a toothpick. He just got the hell up out of there. It first looked like one. No, there were two black men standing behind that woman. So the police are there doing an investigation. They talked to the witness, who was also the man's girlfriend. And the statement that the police received is based on the live witness, aka the girlfriend, and I'm glad the man is dead. They were fighting. That was on Friday. Because I first saw it Friday morning and I did my video. Then they do more investigating. Boop, on Monday, dang, the video was released. And they put the video out from the cell phone. So glad the police kept investigating. The police were going by witness statements, okay, what they're being told. That's why they write up the report. Now, they don't have, I know some of y'all probably think so, but the police don't have no darn lie detector attached to the badge or the camera. The report said that the woman and the man fought. There was no fight. That woman was savagely attacked. I didn't see her even, she was just attacked by like a rabid animal. A dusty chocolate drop. There was no fight. He attacked her. But that's what the police were told, that there was a fight and that she texted her son from the car, lies, and that her son shot him in the back. And the dust bucket tried to leave, and the son shot him again. And then that the woman told her son to shoot the witness, shoot her. And when the son refused to shoot her, the woman tried to take the gun, but the son would give her the gun, and that they left. And the police did their report. Now, police checking, some videos come up. The police look at the video. That's been released, out the cell phone video. That's been released. Police drop the charges. It's called an investigation. And you have the dumbest one. They ought to be sued. Who the hell you gonna sue? You can't sue the news or the police. You gonna sue the man that lied. What? Obstruction of justice? Good luck. What you gonna get? A hot dog basket? Because I guarantee you that witch don't have any assets. This just shows you how our people, don't even have the basics down. So the information that was released here, WGN News, ABC 7 Chicago, Fox 32 Chicago, Fox News, that's based on the investigation, okay? Yeah. So the investigation continued and they saw the video. And that is how it was determined that the witch lied. The witness that was said to be his girlfriend lied. And that's why you have the other follow-ups. Do you get it? So that's how the news works. That's how an investigation works. Okay? So I hope that helps you out, the slow ones out. When I holler at the bloggers, and I said, boy, some people are really stupid. I'm serious. It's the one that they last this long. Some people are really, especially in the hood. Now there are reports, which I'm not surprised, that the woman only in the hood, her house is being attacked, that she and the child had to leave. So yes, so you can't sue the news or the bloggers because guess what? It's based on a report of a lie. But does anyone want to come after the girlfriend? No. Stupid. Like the video I did on Patreon, try to help some folks out, look up some busted Negro, even somebody I know, got into the same situation where you just done said goodbye to, you done messed up. You don't understand information, how to process things. So yeah, so that's how that came about. It ain't the blogger's fault. They're reporting the news and giving commentary on it. They didn't know that the witness lied. And that lets you know, black women, we have all kind of enemies to think that a girlfriend is there seeing him act up like this here, knowing what's about to happen. He's probably whipping her ass, or was, and didn't even try to intervene. Wow. And then to lie for him, to get the innocent woman arrested and the child. To lie to the police. That's why when things happen to these mammies, I don't care. When things happen to ignorant people, I understand. Someone said to me, pull me to the side, and I understand they have money. They were, a person of wealth, and they told me something. They said to me, a lot of times you get involved in things and you get concerned, and you try to help people, people of misfortune. And someone said to me, I was like, wow, that's interesting. You're a white person and you're wealthy, but I get it. I get it now. And they said, leave them alone. Sometimes just leave them alone. Because sometimes people put themselves in circumstances. And the hood is the same way. Like I said, on the Patreon thing. On the Patreon thing. And then it happened to us. I was like, wow. So like a friend of mine, I'm like, I already told you, didn't listen. Well, you just don't, you out of luck. You probably just missed six figures. But again, you don't want to listen, so hey, do you? The same thing here, the hood, just don't get it. So yeah, that's how it was reported, okay? Based on the information. So you think Fox News was wrong? No, dumb. It's based on the report. Again, I'm saying to the ones who don't get it. Now, let's talk about any possible, maybe just any possible cause of action. So here we have 12 hours ago. So the news, when I saw it, was on Friday. So now, as of Monday, again, investigation complete, they have the video. So that's why there are all the updates, and that's why I posted part 2 and part 3 for you to actually see. Okay? So yeah. Woo, I mean the public school, man, and the thing, some of these same ones are creating children. I hope not, because you don't, you might be a little slow. Look at this here. Mother and 14-year-old son charged in deadly shooting 22 hours ago. So that would be what? I guess Monday or Sunday. Okay? Now, let's talk about any possibility of a cause of action. Number one, you can't sue the hood rat that lied. More than likely, and she may not face it. I think she should face an obstruction of justice charge. I really should. I think she really should, because she was there. She saw what happened. She saw that there was no fight. There was no fight. So she should be charged. Again, trying to sue, what you going to get, an EBT card? Excuse the expression, I see her as a hood rat, low budget witch. And I really want to use the B word, but I won't. Now, let me go ahead and try to help you out. Again, this is only for the ones that are slow, because most of you understand, okay? For the ones that might be a little slow, okay? Might want to go ahead and do one thing that you hardly ever do, okay? Called pay attention. Okay, again, this video is for the slow ones who really don't know how to process information, okay? So here we go. I'll give you a little lesson. Now, here is one possibility of a person that could be sued, and it might be a stretch. If there are any lawyers in the house, feel free to educate us in the comment section. Now, there's a thing called premise liability. Okay? Where the owner, if something bad happens to an owner of a business on their property, they could be held liable. Okay? Liability means responsible party. Okay? All righty, stay with me now. Stay with me. So, premise liability. Now, there were workers there behind the counter, and they just watched. Okay, that's why it's in the hood. A lot of businesses will close down because it gets to a point in certain states. If you keep having, let's say, criminal activity or acts of violence, you cannot keep calling 911 and using a lot of the taxpayer dollars to call the police. You can't do that. It'll get to a point after a certain number in certain states. They'll say, "Hey, you know what? You're gonna have to go ahead and hire security because you can't have the police up there." That's why you're like, "Why didn't they call the police? Why didn't they call the police?" Because in a business, if you got a whole lot of police calls, newsflash for you, what they'll do is at a certain point say, "Hey, you know what? We're not going to keep coming out there. You're going to have to hire security. You are going to have to hire security," which can affect their bottom line. So that's why when you see these fools turn the store up, sometimes they may call, sometimes, "Call the police, call the police." And in so many calls, guess what's going to happen? They got to hire security. Nobody works for free. That's going to affect what's called the bottom line. So some people, next thing, well, that's why the prices is higher in the hood. Got to hire security. Who works for free? All right, they have to make a profit. That's why things are higher, and that's why some folks say, "Forget it. I'm just the hell up out of here." All right. Now let's get to any possible cause of action. Right, premise liability. So if a property owner, people get hurt on their property, they can be sued. Oh yeah. Now here it says the properties, we're talking about again, a premise liability claim. The property is owned or possessed by the defendant. The defendant was negligent in providing ordinary care to prevent injury. The plaintiff was harmed due to the negligent care of the property. The negligence was a substantial factor in the cause of injury. Okay, now this right here, people think about unsafe conditions, a faulty light, liquids on the floor, somebody slip and fall, or just hazardous material. Okay, now even that's a stretch, but I'm gonna give an example. But let's say in this case here, the lady has an attorney, is what I understand, and maybe that was to get her release. But let's say in this case here, first of all, the ones behind the counter, they have no idea that this fool was going to do this. Okay? No idea. I think right now it may get to a point where you just having a dust bucket around. Having a dust bucket around right there, that alone could be negligence. But let's just say that they knew this was going to happen, and this man is there on a regular basis, doing this to customers. Okay, that would have happened. He keeps doing this to customers, and they did nothing. Then they would be responsible because they knew. Hey, let's just again. I'm not saying he is for somebody that's a little slow, but let's just say if they thought that. Let's say that was the case. Oh, he's always here harassing customers. He's always doing this, and you didn't do anything. Like that white guy in Florida that shot that black man defending his wife. And people were saying, "Oh, he's always there." Even the store owner knew him to be there. Well, the store owner, you didn't do anything about it. You knew that man was there harassing people and didn't do anything. I doubt they filed a premises liability because, again, people that were interviewed said he's been doing this at the store and he, provoking people. The store owner knew it and just ignored it. Now the man is shot and killed. Jeepers! She could have filed, his girlfriend, possibly, I'll say, it's possible, could have filed a premise liability case. Because why? The store owner knew that man was doing that, harassing people, and now it escalated, and the store owner did nothing. That's their property. Okay? So let's just say if that dust bucket was a regular and was known to do that, and they knew about it, oh, that's what he does, he beats on the people, and they ignored it, then they could be responsible because it's their property. They didn't address it. They didn't address it at all. So in that case, the woman was hurt because you know why? She was hit. There was no fight. She was attacked. I hope and pray she doesn't have a concussion. She was hurt. She was injured on his property. Now the ones that worked there, they didn't try to stop it. I didn't hear them say boo. I saw two of them, one looking out, watching the whole thing. They didn't try to stop it. So again, I'm not an attorney, but since you want to be so lost and happy, let me try to help you out. Okay? So she was hurt on that property. And if I were her, maybe something to consider. Because, I mean, nobody came and say, hey, stop. That woman was on her own. From the ones that worked there, from the other Negro men that were in there, she was on her own. That's why I tell black women to be selfish. Because the community as a collective, it ain't too bright. We can see that. They don't give a darn about you. Be selfish. And a 14-year-old boy had to defend his mother because no one else would. That's sad. A 14-year-old boy. And if he hadn't shot the man, he probably would have beat that woman to a pulp. He could have beaten her to death. And then it makes you wonder how many of these investigations, why they go unsolved. You have mammies, these old low budget hood rat women that are lie for these dusties. Again, if you're a business owner trying to work hard, the community, the worst place for you to be for a black woman, I keep telling you, is in the black community. You think Karen is some try to mammies in these old inferior dust buckets, low vibrational people. I already own one over some torn food. Over some food, not over his business, his company, his stock, talking about money. Oh no, I got to go to the other house and something bad has happened to our vacation home. It's flooded. Oh my gosh. No, over some food, some hot dogs at that. Low vibrational. That's why you don't want to be around people like that. Low vibrational. Low vibrational. That's why people don't want to go deal in certain areas. So premise liability, that's when someone gets hurt on your property. Okay. That right there, that's the cause of action. Not a hood rat lying for her felonious, happily deceased boyfriend. Okay. So that's how that works. So a lot of our people really lack understanding and are always so quick to tear somebody down, and wrong is two left shoes. And you wonder why this community really can't advance. Again, for the one in Florida, that man, they had witnesses saying the man was always at that store trying to pick a fight with people. Even the owner did an interview on TV, and he spoke about it. And he said, yeah, he was aware of the guy being out there. Wow, that was really stupid. But again, maybe the black woman didn't know that. Sweetheart, if I were you, again, there was a news report of people saying the guy had been there when he was messing with that woman about the parking space. She told her boyfriend, and the old white, he was pushed to the ground. And then the older white man, they were going to charge him at first. And then he shot him. And the man was backing up. He was in no threat. And they tried to apply the stand your ground. But people kept protesting. And he was locked up. Yes, found guilty. But again, the owner already knew. Just ignored it. That right there is your premise liability. Because guess what? A person been shot. And they were shot on your property. People knew about it. Customers. That was part of the investigation. The owner gave a statement, had been seen about him, and the person that worked there, which could be the owner, and they did nothing about it. That's your premise liability because a man has been shot. This is your property. Can't say you didn't know because again, you have people that said, "Oh yeah, he's been doing that." They took with other people at the store. The person behind the counter knew the fool was out there doing that and did nothing. That's premises liability. In my opinion, I would just say I would imagine a person wasn't just hurt; a person was killed. So yeah, so that there, as far as a lawsuit, it may be a long shot. Again, in this case here, they didn't know what the man was going to do. They had no idea. But let's just say if they did, oh, he's always doing this, hitting on people and doing all that. Then that business, because guess what? If they're the owners, that could possibly apply. Because she was injured. I thought about that. I said, wow, she was injured because she was savagely attacked. She was hit, I believe, hit 3 times. And they may say, hey, and again, I'm just going to give it as an example. But again, those men working behind that, no one did anything. But they can say, hey, we didn't know he was going to do that. We didn't know, and that could be their out. But since you all are so happy to hop on the lawsuit train, I would suggest you contact your lawyer and just ask. Lying on that woman. real slow. So there's a thing called investigation where different things come out. So yeah, so she should definitely check and see, with her attorney or go find, I think she has one that got her out on bail, which was released. She should check into that. She was injured on the property. They didn't do anything. The ones that sat behind that counter, they just looked. I didn't even hear them say boo. So yeah, so for those who are lawsuit happy, you might want to check out at best maybe a premise liability claim just to see. And it may not apply, but I'm going to give you an example. When people get hurt on your property, that's what can happen. That's why, when we were saying before about all those stores in the hood closing up, all these and all that, child, but besides the theft, whoo, all the stealing, somebody could get hurt. And that's on film of her being attacked in that business. That's another reason why a lot of stores are closing in the hood. Things like that happening, and they don't want their people to. They don't want their people to get involved. Jeepers, that might be why. Why they say the worker don't get involved. Just let them go. Why? Because you get involved, the person is already a desperate fool. They might start fighting, and guess what? The worker might get hurt. Oh, I got hurt on the job. Boom, there goes the claim, and you thought they really cared about you. It's all about the money. This person tried to steal and they robbed the store, and the worker stopped them and got fired because you didn't go through protocol. Why? They're more than likely concerned with a premise liability claim. You get hurt on the property, it could be workman's comp if it's job related. I got hurt trying to stop the person, and I fell and I hurt my head, or they pushed me against and I hurt my against the bookshelves and I hit my back. It's like that lady had pushed the black woman. It looks like it was maybe like a CVS or Walgreens. She pushed the black woman, and oh my gosh, that black woman, her body, they had a disagreement, and the worker in the t-shirt is on camera pushed that sister girl, that lady, and her back hit the shelves and she went down. And I did it on Patreon, and then they kind of fought. I'm like, oh, something like that, sweetie. What you should have did is, you should have saw. I'm like, you may need to get some medical attention. She pushed the worker. They pushed her. They were just having some words, and the worker then pushed her. I'm like, oh my God, should have called the police. And the girl's back went into those shelves, and then she fell down. That could be considered a premise liability claim. She could sue the freaking store because of their worker. So again, you wonder why they say, oh no, if they still just let them go, don't try to intervene because they don't want anyone to get hurt. Oh, they're so caring. No, they don't want to go out of business because then someone might file a premise liability. I got hurt on the premises. You own them, you're liable. The worker that pushed the old girl, because they were arguing back and forth, and it wasn't even like, it was just, it wasn't like, yeah, they were just, having some words, and the worker, Beckalina, got mad and pushed that young black woman, and then her back went against those shelves, and then she went down. That right there, oh, sweetie, the company is going to be at fault for that, because you want to know why they hired her. It's on film. She's wearing the t-shirt. She wore that little shirt with a little badge on it. She works there, and then she tried to walk away. You're not going to sue her. No, honey, she probably don't have anything. The company, a premise liability claim. It's possible because she got hurt on their premises. The worker pushed her, and they're liable. Yeah, because they hired her. They're the reason that she's there. The worker did it. It doesn't matter. They're responsible. That's why a lot of people don't want to hire dust buckets, because they might act a darn fool. People have a whole lot of felonies. That's why they don't want them. They don't want to be responsible. That's how it works. Yeah. So this right here, I thought about saying, oh, she was hurt on their property. I'm not an attorney, but since we're so quick to holler about sue somebody, and what you gonna sue the one that's lying? Again, what you gonna get? A piece of chicken? A 2-piece crispy? What's in her dusty purse? What are you gonna get from her? Gonna sue the police station? So it's called an investigation. It's called an investigation. And as you can see from what the so-called witness said, the video said something way different. The camera said something way different. There was no fight. And she said, shoot him, and then told him to shoot me too. Gee, it's not on the video. and the girlfriend is also the witness after what her boyfriend did, knowing a black woman and child are being arrested. You think she knew she was lying? How could she not know? You think she knew she was lying? No, that's Blackistan for you. I tell you, they'll protect the dangerous dust bucket before they will women and children. That's Blackistan for you. Then you wonder why all these crimes doesn't get solved. Makes you wonder how many of the so-called witnesses are lying or telling the truth. So yeah, so that right there, that may be something she can explore. Again, not an attorney, just giving you my opinion, and I'll just say for the sake of the videos for entertainment purposes. But yeah, they need to be sued. He's sued. Sit your behind down. Don't even know what you're talking about. You barely can comprehend one and one is two. So that right there is called an investigation. Okay? And that's why you see here, mother told son to shoot man in Southside murder, because guess what? That's what was told to the police. A lie. And then the video came out. And that's why I did parts 2 and 3. And that's why other people said, hey, look what's going on here. I'm sure, they've done their videos too. Yeah, but if anything, I thought about it. If anything, again, it may be a long shot, not an attorney. She may consider it. Again, she was hurt. I mean, how could you not be hurt? Someone hurting you like that on their property? And it may not, premises liability may not extend to customers, which I doubt it really does. But I just want, just for, I would say, illustrative purposes, it doesn't extend. It probably won't extend to a customer, because again, they have no forethought as to say, okay, you can't see ahead of time how a dust bucket is going to act. But this here, because it's one of the reasons I want to bring this out. That's why a lot of businesses they just leave. Besides the theft, premises liability. Keep on playing claims out. People might fake something. Keep on fighting. Now you see why a lot of people, these businesses, they'll say, "Oh, don't intervene. Just let them go." Why? Because a fight might ensue, and the worker may get hurt. It may be workman's comp, or then somebody else get involved. They get the fighting. A customer might get hurt. Like I said, oh girl, oh, that's a premise liability claim, is how I saw that, when that chick pushed her and made her fall and her back hit those shells and she on the ground. The worker did it. The company is liable. So yeah, so wanted to share that with you guys. For some who so want to attack the bloggers, why don't you go attack your understanding? Okay, because guess what? I can tell by the comments that somebody's a little slow. Okay, so again, any attorneys are um in the comments section. You may can expand on this here. Again, like I said, we know that the people working there, they probably had no idea this was going to happen. But since you want to holler about, oh, see somebody, when a person gets hurt on the property, and it's more, like I said, things like, it could be, oh, what if this light fixture fell on them, unsafe conditions, things like that, equipment could be applicable. But this here is a good example of why a lot of people, they just leave the hood. It's not worth it. Theft, that's why you have high prices. Again, you got to have security. People get hurt. That business could be liable. Mm-hmm. It could be liable. But like I said, which I would understand, their thing would probably be, hey, we had no idea this crazy deranged man was gonna go ahead and do this. We have no idea that he was going to do this. So, that may be a stretch. But I want to bring that out. Like I said, that at the gas station in Florida where the black man was shot for defending his girlfriend and the children, and it's on camera. And then the customer said the guy's been there harassing people. The man that worked behind the counter said, oh yeah, he's done this before, didn't do anything. Ooh, he's a regular harassing people, and y'all didn't do anything. And it continued, and now it's escalated, and somebody is dead. Good luck, buddy. Yeah. So this right here, another reason why people don't want to have businesses in the hood. Things like the violence. The violence. And don't forget the insurance aspect. I'm sure that will increase. The violence. That's another reason why. And that's why a lot of these businesses, in my opinion, they'll tell people that work there, you see them stealing, just let them go. Don't get involved. Anyway, you all can go ahead and let me know what you think about it. But I was like, wow, I can see some people are really slow, just like that with Benjamin Crump. He ain't making no real change. He just getting paid. Oh my God. Y'all done hit the man is a civil attorney. These Negroes think a civil attorney is the same as a criminal attorney. Don't even know what the darn DA office is for. But you want seriously, you want a civil attorney to do the job of the district attorney. Nonsensical. That doesn't even make any sense. But it just shows you how some folks are quick to want to get a wow, wow. I said, wow, I couldn't believe it. I saw this blog and I said, wow, just going on and on. Oh, the Negroes ready to pounce. I said, listen to that. Yeah, he ain't doing nothing but getting paid and he ain't locking nobody up. Oh my gosh. Don't even know the difference between a civil. What do you think the district attorney's office is for? So you want a civil attorney to do the job of the DA? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At this point, you're an adult and you up there want to attack Benjamin Crump. You can't be this slow. And from what I saw, I was like, wow. It was like saying out of 100 people, and you see a few comments, it was some black man, he was trying to correct them child. Them Negroes ready to jump on him. He was trying to tell him the same thing. He's a civil attorney. All the Negroes ain't trying to. He to prosecute. Ooh, seriously. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of our folks need to stop breeding right now. Cause I kid you not. It was like having 100 people against maybe 4 or 5 trying to straighten them out. You got 4 over here and 96 up here just hollering loud. Wow. And I thought about what that person told me. Just leave people alone. You want to try to help people. I've seen you do that. You want to do this, that, and the other. A person told me that. Just leave people alone because sometimes they put themselves in that position, and I get it. I thought that person was being elitist. I'm like, well, a white person that's rich and I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? But I thought, and I think about that, I look at how people with money move and they'll see stuff and don't say anything. They'll just leave them alone. I get it. And I thought, I said, well, that's just, I get it. Maybe that's why the scripture, since we have probably a lot of Christians in the house, what does it say? He that is ignorant, it don't say go and try to say that fool, try to talk a little TT and Bunquisha. What does it say? It's very simple. He that is ignorant, leave him ignorant, and I concur. Okay? So some of you may take a little issue with my tone. Too bad, so sad. But when I see the ignorance here, and it's like, wow, a lot of people wanna, and they need to be sued. So dumb. Woo, so dumb. Are we gonna sue the police because they want their report up? Is that what they gonna do? We gonna sue Fox News? We gonna sue the bloggers? So dumb. So slow. So slow. So quick to tear something down. But that's why the community is tore down. It's tore down due to ignorance. So when I see people don't have a basic understanding, oh Lord, please get your birth control on fleek. I beg of you. Because the last thing we need is to spread a dumb person seed. And I'm out.